Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 411 of Pixels and Ink, the official podcast of CG Magazine, where we take a critical eye to gaming, comics, tech, and media. I'm your host today, Krista Hoog, and I'm joined by our editor-in-chief, Brendan Fry,
Hello there, Chris.
and Dana
Oh, that
Eileen.
was delayed. Brendan's super delayed for me today. This might be a problem. That was super weird. We'll see how it goes. Hi, by the way. I'm
Hi.
here. We did it.
How's everybody doing today, delays aside?
Delayed. Well, I think everything about us today is delayed. That's all I got. Like,
Yeah,
we're
that's
not doing
valid.
so hot.
That's
We're
fair.
not doing so good. I'm trying to pull up Twitch because that's what I do, and I can't spell it apparently.
This is
I got
gonna
to
be
Twitter. I
horrific.
quit. I
It's
give up.
Twitch.
I got to Twitter.
You know,
We're done.
maybe there's something to this like full moon causing nonsense in people's lives thing, because it just feels like that's been going on.
There's like a weird blood moon on my birthday. That happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an
neat.
omen.
I was
Happy
gonna,
birthday, Dana, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
know, right?
At least Chris cares, Brendan. We're fighting about my birthday. It's fine. It's fine.
It's passive aggressiveness.
I don't.
This is
What,
fine.
me?
I
Passive
didn't
aggressive?
mean to pour gasoline on a fire by being nice, but
What? Me? Passive aggressive? What are you talking about? What's going
Yeah.
on here? Like, what is this thing? We're having a day. Now I'm blurry. Let's just listen to me complain for the first half of podcast. What else? I know
Our
what really
first segment
grinds my
today-
gears.
Our first segment today is Dana's soapbox. She chugs.
Fueled by
a
Monster. It's not, but it should be. This is the best one. It's so tangy. I got a gift card for Tim Hortons for my birthday. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Pretty snazzy.
That's yeah.
sounds like a
it's really
birthday
good.
in your 30s.
Yep, it do. It do. A massage and no, I didn't get one of those. Damn. Anyway,
Well, now we know for next year.
yeah, right.
So it's been quite ish week in the games industry, aside of the launch of God of War Ragnarok. I think has everybody kind of hibernating and enjoying that.
Mhm.
I
Um,
have looked at so much God of War stuff this week between like our features and our issue, which just came out yesterday. What day is it? Yesterday. It went out yesterday. Our God of War feature issue. Turns out there's a lot of God of War stuff in the God of War issue. So I know a lot about God of War now. I don't. I process none of it.
That's valid.
And if you wanted to buy that issue, what's the link for that?
You can go to our digital store, but you can also find it on, I think it's Flipster and Megster.
Correct. Yep.
What? Can you put your mic near your mouth? I can't hear you.
Flipster, Megster, and our store.cgmagonline.com.
That's the one.
Somebody's got this. Can you guys see my my light? Where is it? Here? It's like flickering and it's all jacked up on the camera.
Yeah, that's
That's weird.
good.
it's visually
I'm just here to
pleasant.
break the internet. Just here to make blind people. I'm gonna let you go ahead now, Chris. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Ooh. Ugh.
Yeah, we're doing a little more casual episode this time. Seeping into
Absolutely.
everything.
I can't structure today. Mm-mm.
Can't. Who needs structure?
Hey man.
Apparently, you seem
Structure's
blue,
for
by the
weak.
way.
Yeah. Dabba dee dabba die. I told you.
I knew you were gonna do that. I shouldn't have said it.
Oh, Matt, what's going on? I am blue. Anyway,
So
games?
yeah, with games with now that God of War is here, seems like it's going to
Mhm.
be the next big tone shift for the Game of the Year conversation, which we kind of talked
Yeah,
about
I
last
definitely
week.
could see that.
yeah, I was looking at some stuff on Twitter for people talking about Game of the Year, and it was refreshing to see people not saying God of War or Elden Ring. Some people were shooting for some smaller games. A lot of people are giving like small and big. So like what their indie hope was versus their AAA. I saw somebody saying I think it's Signalis. I may be saying that wrong.
Oh yeah, people really have been talking about that. I wish we got a review of that one up.
We have a code of that one though.
We should do something with that.
You should probably look at my little stockpile of codes later.
Yeah, no
Signalis.
doubt.
Is that how you say it? I'm not sure.
People seem really excited about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, got a huge rating on Steam right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are saying that. Some people for their small were saying Cult of the Lamb. I'm still here for that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I can't figure out if I genuinely loved that game that much or it was just the circumstances in which I played it. Like we had a lot of fun playing that game. I created everybody that I like and then some I don't like and then
I was gonna
sacrificed
say,
them.
I feel like you need to do a little bit of that too.
I was sending people pictures. I'm like, choose one. Like, telling them the traits that they got and what's wrong with them. It was good. We had
Wasn't at all
fun.
terrifying to get that text. No.
Join my cult. What? Just do it. Okay.
Something bad happened to me,
Probably.
didn't it?
Yeah, you died a couple times. I kept
Yeah,
remaking
well,
people though, because you die in the game. My
that's
kids
fair.
died a few times. I'm like, oh, damn it. Not again. Little Timmy. Oh my god.
Sometimes
I'm
it's too real.
so off today. Good. So good. Yeah, so
No,
people
no,
are
it
saying
is.
Cult of the Lamb. I'm on board for that. It's not gonna win, but I'm on board for that.
I feel like this year more than ever, we really need that separation of like big game of the year versus like little game of the year because Elden Ring has loomed over the conversation like all year.
Mhm.
Now we
Yeah.
got God of War Ragnarok. That's probably going to be the big showdown between those two. And
But that's what we were talking about last week about Horizon kind of getting
Mhm.
shit on essentially because it came out at the same time as Elden Ring. Elden Ring was so anticipated. Like how many years was that talked about?
well, George R. R. Martin was on
Um,
board, so it had to be a long time.
It's been like 3 or 4 years for Elden Ring, I think.
Yeah, so like that game was really, really heavily hyped. And then poor Horizon just
Mhm.
They have a bad habit of scheduling Horizon games like adjacent to big ones.
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that's valid.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again with Horizon VR when the PSVR 2 comes out next year.
Oh my god. I can't get on board with the VR games. They're so niche and the amount of money they cost. We were talking about this with peripherals a couple weeks ago though too. Like the wheels you can buy and the flight sticks
Mhm.
you can buy. Just add an extra $800 onto your $800.
Yeah.
Ugh. But now you have to add a system to your system plus a game for the system?
Yes.
It's a lot.
Systemception.
Well,
Systemception?
choosing a bundle that comes with a game, I guess you can so you look at it for
Mhm.
that one for Horizon because the PSVR 2 has got the two different starter sets. So
Did you just try to upsell me, Chris?
I did.
Did you
maybe.
just try to upsell
He
me?
did.
Maybe.
Comes so
Well,
naturally.
recontextualization.
Yes, I like it. I like it.
Well, what's the point of the
Um,
PSVR 2 if you don't have anything to play on it, right? So
There you go. But yeah, what do you guys think for that sort of thing this year? Nothing. Just sit
what are you
back and
thinking,
relax.
Brendan? I kind of talked about this last week, so you go first.
What do I think about?
What's good? You play little things that I don't play.
I'm trying to think.
Blurry again.
I don't honestly know if there's been many games this year that have really excited me. I think
I keep going.
God of War, I really want to get into. I really want to jump in and play that game. I will soon, I'm sure.
There's a code right over there
I know. I will play
in a
it
big
eventually.
box. Do I get the hammer? Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, should we trust you with the hammer?
No. But like a lot of what I've been doing is playing like the first 10 minutes of the same game over and over and over again. Like I played the first 10 minutes of Cyberpunk lots of times to do benchmarking and everything else. I've been doing a lot of like F1 22 because I had to try a single lap of a race. So, that's cool.
You're
probably
really good at that one lap.
You're probably in team Elden Ring for Game of the Year. Like, you were really excited for that one earlier.
Honestly, I want to dive into God of War and I wanted to see what we think of that one. Me as a holistic entity.
Hmm.
I'm not 100% sure what I think of it or how I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm down to try. Beyond that,
What was
I don't know what
that?
that was. I don't know.
It's like a random doorbell. There's like an Alexa or something in here that we didn't activate. It's talking to us.
Yeah, that's weird.
This is how it ends.
But yeah,
folks.
I don't really
that
know
the
if there's
new one?
any other Game of the Year contenders. I really want to play the new Resident Evil expansion, the DLC for that, Resident Evil Village.
Did you finish Village? Also,
I finished Village. I've not dived into the expansion at all.
If that's not what I asked. When did that come out? Village, not the
expansion.
expansion.
Last year.
Please
believe.
state. May. Okay, because I also saw
already?
people
Wow.
saying that for Game of the Year, and I'm like, that doesn't seem
That's
right.
not
But
valid.
maybe
Nope.
it is because I have no concept of time. I don't know.
It got a decent review.
Yeah.
The expansion pack at least got a decent review from Clement in our review.
You liked it.
I mean,
I don't.
DLC's post launch is so tough too, right? 'Cause sometimes it's just like, here's the thing we tacked on. Sometimes
for
it
me,
recontextualizes everything.
Chris, you might understand this being a parent. Have you seen that like meme that goes around that like there needs to be a parent mode in games that like reminds you where you were and what you were doing and how the hell to do it? I absolutely need that. But when I find that with DLC, like when I jump back in, I'm like, well, I've been gone. Now I got to come back. And it's like I've been saying about WoW, I've got to dive back in and like, crap, they changed everything. I don't know how to play anymore. What do I do? Like, I'm not spec'd right. I need new gear. I need a new UI. Like, everything's a mess. So, whenever I jump into DLC or expansions or whatever, I'm super overwhelmed at the beginning. I'm like, I have to just start at the beginning of the game. There's no choice. Day one, let's go.
To be fair, I could have used that before I had kids, but yeah, definitely since.
No,
I mean,
see, I was just always playing video
falling
games
off a
before.
game and coming back to it. So
This is the first time in my life I think I've been playing like more than one game at a time. It's really weird and it's stressing me out. And I have to choose like one of them's an ugly stepchild. I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. Like I sit down and I'm like, I can't. Who do I love the most? I don't know.
Who's the neediest?
Me. It's me.
But which of the games is the most neediest?
Still me.
Okay, it's true. Hit me.
Yes. Hit me.
Anyway,
so Brendan had no answers for what he thinks.
Yeah, I don't
Cool,
really know.
cool,
Like
cool,
I
cool.
really, a lot of the games I've been playing have been kind of older games, so I'm not really on the cusp of the latest and greatest. And I'm now 1,000 years old. Just letting you know.
just by saying that, you've aged 10.
You played some weird little horror games.
That's true, but
They would not win.
Yeah, no.
No dice. No dice.
To be fair, you are busy being an editor in chief and stuff, so
Yeah,
it is time
I
consuming.
wish I was less busy, to be honest. Just so I don't get some breaks.
We could just stop working. Let's do that.
That's anything I can do.
I feel like there's a chain of events that follow that we need to discuss later.
Yeah, maybe don't. Maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't
okay?
do that.
All right. Fine. You guys won't let me have any fun.
Well, you can have. That's not.
Those are not.
That's
That's exactly what you said. Word per word.
Yes, exactly. You read.
True.
You speak my secret language, and that's exactly what I said.
Yep.
Both do.
Yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned it last week actually, but I might have forgotten Stray entirely in that conversation.
You think that'd be a game of the year? It's that good? Man,
I don't think it's.
Sorry.
See, in my mind, it's a contender, but I know it's not like the contender. Best narrative, I would say. That gets.
Really? It's
yeah.
a cat. I need to.
But-
That's it. I've got a code. I should play it.
You should.
I have a PlayStation. I don't.
It's
know
not
how
just
to
a
play
cat
the
though, because there's a
PlayStation.
whole universe going around it. So, it's not
Okay.
so much like the overt.
A
like-
unicat.
that's a different thing. That's Lego Movie.
Okay. Got it. Sorry, catching up.
No, but it's the narrative around the cat too, right? Because the cat doesn't speak and all that stuff. It's just the vehicle. That there's a story that goes on around it. What I really appreciated about that game is that it didn't, it kind of cut all those conventions off, right? Like, I think I did a piece about this around the time the game came out and saying, here's all these problems people complain about games these days. Stray doesn't do those things.
Mhm.
It's not holding you by the hand.
love
It's not
that.
like shattering too much
Well-
at you to telling you where to go. There's no big flashing beacons, but it's also built in such a way that you're not really getting lost. Like it felt really holistic and natural.
Okay.
So
I dig that.
I'll be campaigning for that
I'm
for like narrative of
curious.
the year at least. But
I can see that. It was really interesting narrative. I played a bit of Stray. I really want to finish Stray. It's one of those games that I forgot existed.
yeah, there was a lot of hype around it when it came out, and then I saw like a resurgence again when the physical edition came out. There's people waiting for that,
Yeah,
and
okay.
then it kind of fell off again. So, but like it's not a
Did it
huge
really?
game either, right? So it's hard to sustain the hype for something that's like kind of a one and done
Mhm.
experience.
I can see that. I mean, it was an interesting experience from what I played. And as I said, I want to try more of it. but it was one of those games that kind of dropped off quick for me. Like I don't know why. Like it looked pretty. It had a great like concept. It had a great character that I really enjoyed, like the little robot and the cat had a good dynamic, even though the cat just seemed like he didn't care one way or the other.
I'm
but-
just amazed that you played this at any point in time and I was unaware. Go you. I did not play it. I was confused by it and I judged it.
That's valid.
It's who I am as a person. I'm sorry. Sorry. I
Shaking
tried.
my head.
That's valid.
It's everyone's so judgmental these days. Try the thing before you judge it. No.
Will I though? No, I actually do. I'm
No.
curious about it. I think it's more of a game that I want to watch somebody play, to be perfectly honest, just to
I can
figure
see
it
that.
out. I don't want to like dedicate my time to it and then abandon it and feel like I'm a bad cat mom. I don't know.
That's
I
fair.
might,
I
I
don't
might
know
be
where
able to
I'm
help
going
you
with
with
that.
that next weekend, but I'm not sure if that's if that's on our schedule.
Is that on the list? We don't know.
I digress. It's not actually, but there was talk of it. I had to check.
It should be.
Because yeah, it's one of those things that like you can kind of blast through. Like there's a trophy for beating within 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and I'd be kind of curious to see how that like plays out. Like I haven't watched anyone attempt it or do a video on it or anything like that. But it'd be interesting if you.
Interesting.
It's not a hefty game. It's like it seems doable, but you have to like really know where you're going and not waste any time. I feel.
Yeah, I can see that. I didn't think it was.
I don't know that. I don't know if I could physically do that. Like to not like look around. I think I'd actually die. I would
Like
actually
it really, the game really encourages you to look around too, right? Like so,
That's rude.
really counterintuitive.
I feel personally attacked.
You should. They did it. They did it despite you.
It's in the fine print. Fuck Dana. Anyway, sorry, that got real aggressive real quick.
Real fast.
Where were we?
just
What's
fast.
next?
So we were talking about some of the new releases and how it shakes up the God of War discussion, the Game of the Year discussion. Well, let's move on to something else that came on this week. Actually, Sonic Frontiers has arrived, and I've been playing the final builds.
And apparently I was
Dana.
wrong.
Well,
Dana failed.
let's dive into that. So you played a version. That was what, June at E3?
Yeah. Well, not
Or-
E3, but yes.
But the
Baby
pseudo
E3.
the pseudo E3, yeah, the E3 that was and
Yes,
wasn't.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, that was back in June, and then Ed played it in September.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gamescom. Yeah. I could see. I'm trying to be fair here. Playing the final
you're good.
version, I can kind of see like how you would like or why you would have been disappointed with it, just judging, but even by like the screenshots that I saw,
Mhm.
Okay.
it really looked like empty, like you were saying at that time. I feel like they fleshed it out a bit more. I'd be curious to see what you think of it now, like in the final
Yeah.
version. That being said, I haven't gotten super far into it yet, but what I have played so far is interesting. It's a weird tonal thing for me. Like that's where I kind of don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
It kind of goes for that Breath of the Wild approach, down
Okay.
to like even having like quiet atmospheric music and stuff, and that's just so not Sonic, right?
Yeah. So it is like a more of an adventure game than like the fast-paced action game that Sonic's have been in the past.
Well, it has that in these like short levels that you can go into.
Okay.
Well, so last year I reviewed Sonic Colors, the remaster of a
Yeah.
2010 Wii game, and in that you had like a hub world, and you went into like the actual levels, and those were the fast-paced, mostly 3D, sometimes side-scrolling affairs that like 3D Sonic games are used to having. Now instead of having the hub world, that open world is like the hub. So you go around and you explore the hub world, you fight giant robots and solve little puzzles and get collectibles and stuff like that. And one of the collectibles that you get unlocks levels like those. Beating those levels gets you things to get Chaos Emeralds. And that's kind of like the gameplay loop.
Levelception.
Levelception. Levels within levels within levels.
I'm gonna see how many times I can make things exceptions today, because that's a really lame joke that is very old now, and I just realized how old it was. Oh,
Don't
bad.
go that far back.
Don't look back. come out? Jesus.
Don't look it
Yeah,
up. You'll feel
my
depressed.
oh, it was 12 years ago. Okay, that's fine.
Don't look it
It's
up.
fine.
You'll be
It's
depressed.
fine. It's fine. We're fine. Uh, yeah, my biggest thing with this Sonic and something I have seen people still saying about it is that they can't really make out who the game's for. Like it's priced, I meant 8, like marked to be for a slightly younger audience. Whoa. But
You're
when
not.
I played it, it was not easy. It was like if you made a mistake, you were screwed in some of the places. And I think I've seen some people saying similar things. Like it seems a little too hard for a younger audience. So strange to market it to them, if you will.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Chris?
it's definitely like I said, like that. It kind of comes back to that tonal thing, right? Like it's like again, like I don't know what it's for because it doesn't have all the like the fun interactions that you might see in other Sonic
Right.
games.
Mhm.
Like he's immediately cut off from like all those friends and stuff, and part of the game is about like getting back in contact with them and like saving them from the cyberspace or whatever. So yeah, like you don't have so much of like that interaction if that's what
Mhm.
the young kids are into.
Okay.
I've been playing it actually like with my son in the room, and like he's been into Sonic. Like he loves watching the Sonic Mania little animated cartoons and the little ones that they did for Sonic Origins. So he's like, "Oh, Sonic, let's watch Sonic." Okay, buddy. So boot it up, and he's like, he was into it for quite a while actually. Like it held his interest surprisingly. But that's the difference between watching a game and playing it is pretty big at his age. So
You know what gets me? My kid used to love watching games, but now he's old enough to be like, "Can I try it?" I'm like, "No, it's my game. You'll screw it up."
I'm dreading that day that my son does that because that's all he wants to do right now is watch. He watches like he's watching the Mario games, like the 3D Mario games, like all the boss battles and stuff like just on loop. That's want to watch a show? Let's watch Mario. Okay. So
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, I don't know. Like it's fun, but it's like it's kind of janky too. But I played enough 3D Sonic games to know that it's going to be janky. I really don't think they've nailed that necessarily yet. Like every time they do a 3D Sonic, there's a weird like getting back up to speed if you ever get like touch a wall or anything like that is always awkward, and they still haven't ironed that out in this one.
There was one place I can remember that like you had to bounce off these things to go up in the sky, and they disappeared after you bounced. So if you didn't make the entire thing and there was like a special thing at the end, then you just couldn't go back. I was like, well, that's not
At all.
good. Like that. Yeah, the things to bounce on to get up there were gone.
Right.
So I don't know if maybe you could like leave the area and come back, but we only had one chunk to do, right?
I feel like that might
it was things like
be-
that was frustrating for me.
That might be like a demo problem type thing too, right? Or something that they changed based
because
on
that
the
like
feedback.
made me want to rage quit.
Yeah.
Rage quit.
I mean, I guess they polished it before release. That's good. I'm glad.
it's a
I
good
honestly
thing.
am really glad to see that because I don't want to hate Sonic. I just do, and I'm glad that it's better.
I just
I don't want to hate it.
yeah,
But
I don't wish for a game to be bad, and it sucks because like when
Mhm.
you give a negative preview, it looks bad. But I'm not gonna lie and say it's good when it's not. Hey Ed, what up?
Hey.
Oh,
can't
you
hear
have no
buddy.
sound. We can't hear you, but we're talking about Sonic. Still can't hear you. This is awkward.
I think it's
Awkward
great.
taco.
It's great.
Speaks cursed. I told
Awkward
you.
alpaca. No, your hair's looking good though.
No.
He's got better hair than I do. It's kind of crap. I don't like it. Anyway, we'll keep talking. Yeah, like I don't wish bad things on Sonic, and even if it was meant to be like a grown-up Sonic and not include
Yeah.
the kids, that's cool too. But like I could imagine giving it to my son and just being like, "Yeah, you're good. It's for your age." I don't think it is. I think it's 10 and up. But
Yeah.
you know, like
It's Sonic.
it just wasn't easy. I'm not ignoring you, Ed. We just still can't hear you. Oh no.
It's all good. Don't worry about it at all. Whenever you can
Yeah.
it's all fine.
I feel like the kids would probably enjoy like if there was a mode that just kind of stuck the 3D level, like the levels all together. I feel like they
Yeah.
would enjoy that more
Mhm.
than
I can see that.
necessarily the open world thing. But then again, maybe the open world thing gets them, right? Like
Well, when Breath of the Wild came out, oh god, how old were our kids then? They were wee. They were much weirder.
5 years
4
ago.
5? Was that 5 years ago?
5 years ago, the Switch came out, almost 6.
How did my kid play that? That doesn't even make sense, but he did. My son and my nephew, they both would play it. Now, mind you, they wouldn't play the game. They would run around in circles, and open world was fun. And then they'd die, and they'd waste all my stuff.
It's fair.
But it was still like they enjoyed the open world aspect of things. I think my son actually just started playing Mario Rabbids.
The new one
Is that
just
how you
came
say
out.
it?
Yes.
There's a plus. Do I say the plus? I don't know.
Mario and
Um,
Rabbids.
And well, that's not an and sign. It's a plus.
It's Rabbids. It
anyway.
doesn't make sense. Just go with it.
Oh, there's a thing in
What's
our.
that?
in
Yeah,
our
I was gonna
Twitch.
say we have some
Hey.
thirsty ads in our YouTube chat.
Hold on, can I fix that from here? I don't know. Let's. Oh, they don't show
Free
up in
ver-
mine.
Weird.
it's
Oh, wow, they're
YouTube.
really thirsty.
We have one with a heart emoji. We have one with a thirst emoji.
Yeah, thirst. That's what we'll call it.
We'll
Thirst.
call it thirst.
Anyway, I'm glad this is part
You
of the
know,
podcast.
to stop
I'm gonna
myself
go
there.
fix that. It's raining emoji.
That's what it is.
It's raining, man.
But our review is in progress. But our friend Chris Carter at Destructoid gave Sonic Frontiers a 7 out of 10. So
That's very good.
Fun fact: totally forgot Chris Carter does that stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Report, remove. This is fun. This is good. I'm gonna do it again. I didn't even know this stuff happened. Ugh,
there are free Vert girls.
I love Vert girls. What does that mean? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I'll Google it later and regret
I'm
that.
assuming virtual, but we'll leave it at that because I don't want to know that
Oh,
I'm wrong.
okay. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. I feel bad that Ed can't be heard. It's not me because I have a little mute button for you, but I can click it on and off, and it's not on. You're great.
One second here.
I got nothing.
We could just take a quick break and then come back. The streams, we can make sure he's set up.
Do you want to
Taking
do
breaks
that?
is a
Yeah, we can
thing.
be back.
So we just end stream and start again?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's
We'll
not
be
like an
back.
official commercial break or something like. Now,
Yeah,
we're
it's
from
fine.
sponsors.
Okay. We'll be back, I guess. Bye. Oh God, it's gonna don't